guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I wasn't really planning to record today, but I have been bored at home, so I was like, you know what, let's just record something because there is nothing else to do. So I was doing my makeup and I was like, damn, I haven't recorded in a very long time, and I was like, let me just finish off doing my makeup and have a little like chit chat, get ready with me. I didn't really do anything too extra today. It's just a little like, I just pulled it up, did my edges, didn't really try because I'm not gonna go out anywhere today. So yeah, tell me down in the comments what you guys have been up to. Oh, by the way, I am using this mascara by L'Oreal, and it's the Voluminous Original Mascara in the shade Black. And then for my lipstick, for those of you who do want to know what lipstick I did use, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills. It looks like this. And I used the shade Stripped Liquid Lipstick. I don't know if the shade is stripped, but this is what it looks like. And yeah, so what have you guys been up to? I haven't really done anything during quarantine. Quick story time. I am so bad at explaining stories. So I can't get my shit together. This is what quarantine does to you. Snapchatting one of my friends. We're just texting, you know, having a normal conversation. When out of nowhere, dude, this guy freaking sends me a message saying, call me as soon as you can, like I have a very important thing to tell you. And obviously I got scared. I was like, what the heck? Because he was like, please, it's an emergency, like you need to call me right now. And I was like, what? Like, what happened? Like he did something, or I don't know. I didn't even know what to think. Like I was just like, I didn't think about anything. I just called him ASAP. And right when I called him, he picked up, obviously, because he was waiting already for me to, you know, call him. And I answered and I'm like, yo, like what happened? Like, I mean, he answered and then I was like, yo, what happened? And he tells me, so, you know, let's just call this friend Bob. He's like, so you know Bob, you know how I hang out with him? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, I came fishing with Bob. We both went fishing and we're together right now. And he said that his mom just happened to call Bob when they were together fishing. And I was like, yeah, and what about that? Like, what is strange about his mom calling him, right? And he was like, well, the thing is that his mom called him and told him that he tested positive for coronavirus. And tell me why this guy that has been hanging out with Bob, which is the guy that got tested positive for coronavirus, has hanging out with the dude I've been hanging out with, right? So I started freaking out, obviously, because a day before I was hanging out with the dude that is now hanging out with Bob, and that has been hanging out with Bob. And I started freaking out. I was like, oh my god, no, like you're playing around, right? Tell me this is a freaking joke. And he was like, no, it's not a joke. Like Bob literally got tested freaking positive for coronavirus. Oh my gosh, guys, I started freaking out. Like, you have no idea. I started freaking out and I was like, no, like, are you serious? Like, didn't Bob tell you that he was feeling sick? Did Bob not tell you that he was feeling this way and that way? Did he not tell you that he was feeling sick? Because obviously when someone starts feeling sick, you obviously like tell your friends like, oh, you know, I'm starting to feel this way and that way. So Bob kept it to himself. He decided to not tell anyone. And then he said, and I was like, oh my god, like, oh my god. So I was freaking out. Quick pause so I could put my eyelash on. So the whole deal is that, so I started freaking out, obviously, because I was like, what the heck? Like, Bob just got tested positive for coronavirus. Like 2 weeks before that, we were hanging out with Bob. He literally has been hanging out with Bob nonstop, and then comes and hangs out with me after he hangs out with Bob, when Bob the whole time basically was like this coronavirus shit and then got tested and he was positive, right? So I started freaking out because you know how they say like, oh, this shit goes through air or whatever, like from one person it could go on to another. So I started freaking out because I have a baby. I have a 1-year-old. She's about to be 2 soon. But I started freaking out and I was like, bro, like you have to go get tested ASAP. So he was working on it, trying to get tested. I was freaking out. He was like, quarantine yourselves. I had to tell my whole family, like, this happened. Of course, me having Hispanic parents, my parents got pissed, right? They were like, why did you bring him to the house? You know this whole virus thing is going on and you're still bringing people to the house. It was wrong with you. Estás loca. Blah, 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 right? And of course, I was like, yeah, it's my fault. Like, it's my fault. Like, I brought someone to the house and I wasn't supposed to. And I've been, like, people... Oh, and the same day, mind you, the same day that my friend came, the one that was hanging out with Bob that got tested for coronavirus, my sister brought another friend. So that was already me, my baby, the guy that was with Bob who got tested positive for coronavirus. Don't mind my ugly ass nails. Then, my sister and her friend. That was 5 people in the house with the guy that I was hanging out with, that was hanging out with Bob the whole time. So let me tell you that I was freaking out and we were having breakfast when he called me and told me this whole thing, right? Tell me why you start telling me like quarantine yourself because you don't know if you might have it. Dude, when he told me that, I started freaking out. I was like, girl, if I have coronavirus, that means my baby might have it. And basically, my whole family can get it because this dude was in the house. So my mom, being a Hispanic parent, she started spraying the whole house with alcohol, like cleaning everything, right? And obviously, me freaking out, I freaking went and took a hot bath with my baby and started cleaning like everywhere he touched, everything, because I was freaking out, guys. I was like, there's no freaking way, like, all this is happening. And my mom started like calling people, saying like, pray for us, like this situation is going on. And I was freaking out, guys. I was freaking out. I really was. And do not judge me by the way I look, because I know that I do look very crazy. Because, girl, look, ni me hice mi pelo bien. Like, look, I have this right here, which I should probably pull back. And then I have this hair that I forgot to grab for some reason. I don't know. My hair's a mess. This quarantine life is getting to me. But anyways, as I was saying, we were all freaking out. And so I was like, bro, you have to go get tested. Like, you have to go get tested and then you have to tell me the results. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna get tested. I'm gonna try to go see clinics, saber qué me dicen. So tell me why he was trying to get tested and no freaking clinic wanted to test him. And he was like telling them the situation, like, look, like, I have to go back to work. They don't let me go back. Oh, because let me tell you that a couple weeks before this whole situation happened, he started feeling bad. And actually, he had told me about that. 3 weeks, no, like, yeah, like 3 weeks passed and he started feeling better. So he was like, can I go hang out with you guys? And I was like, well, how are you feeling? And he was like, well, I'm feeling better now. So I was like, yes, you may come see us, hang out with us, whatever. And then this whole situation happened after he came that one day. After he was like feeling good. After he hadn't came for a long time. This whole deal happened. So I'm gonna use this little palette. This is a palette, yes. This palette is the I Love Revolution Toy Factory. This is what the packaging looks like. A friend got it for me. But anyways, he said he started feeling better, so I let him come see me and my baby and hang out with us for a bit. And then this whole deal happened. I was like, bro, like, you barely come and all of this starts happening, you know? So I was kind of like, what the heck? Like, why is all of this happening? And so he was trying to get tested or whatever, right? And no clinic wanted to take him in. They said that he didn't have all the symptoms or whatever, that he couldn't get tested, that there was only a limited test. And he was like, look, I need to get tested. I need to go back to work or else they're not going to let me go back to work. So I don't know how he did it, but they finally got him to test and he tested. And his test results came in like in 2 or 3 days. And tell me why he calls me back and tells me that he didn't have the coronavirus. And I was like, woo. So he didn't have the coronavirus, but he had been hanging out with the Bob guy. So here's the sketchy part. So the Bob guy was feeling bad and he exaggerated his symptoms when he was at the doctor. And tell me why this Bob guy right now is feeling perfectly fine even though he got tested positive for coronavirus. Tell me why he's feeling fine, dude. He's literally feeling fine. He's chilling at home, but he got tested for positive for coronavirus. So I don't know what's the whole deal with this coronavirus. I'm not gonna say it's a lie. I'm not gonna say it is, it isn't, because honestly at this point of life, people will be saying some things, people be saying other things, and I don't know what the truth is about this whole virus thing. But the whole deal with what I experienced, or maybe it's not even me experienced, but with this whole situation that kind of happened involving me in it, it made me kind of like, I guess, like think like, is this really going on? Like, is this real? Is this not? Because how is it that this dude got tested positive, that he got tested positive and he's feeling fine, you know? Like, there's so many people that supposedly got tested positive for coronavirus and they are sick, they're in the hospital, but this dude, I think he doesn't have it. And this is my theory, because how come he got tested positive but is feeling fine, is at home, he's chilling, his symptoms have left, he does not feel short breath, nothing, like he's chilling, he feels fine, he feels healthy, but he went to the hospital because he freaked out because he was feeling bad and he exaggerated his symptoms, and his test results came back in one day, like the next day, and he got positive for coronavirus. But right now he's chilling, he's fine. Like, I don't understand how this whole virus works. I am not a nurse, I don't know how this whole thing works, but I just find that kind of weird, like how like he got tested positive but he's chilling, he's fine, he's at his house, obviously he's quarantining or whatever, however you want to call it. But I don't know, like, tell me down in the comments below what you guys think about this whole situation, because sometimes I feel like, I don't know, this whole thing is really weird. This whole thing is sketch. But anyways, I wasn't planning on making a video for you guys, but I'm bored and I'm pretty sure you guys are too, so I kind of wanted to upload something for you guys to watch, and this is my little story time. So all the people who were around this dude have been tested. Other people who were around Bob that got tested positive for coronavirus have been tested for coronavirus and they all came out negative. So that is another weird thing, including my friend, the one that came and hung out with me. I have not gotten tested because I don't feel the need to, because I've been feeling fine, my baby has been feeling fine, my family has been fine, so we are fine, and I don't think we need to get tested because we weren't really directly with that person, but just because the person that was in direct contact with the other person was why I was tripping. But other than that, we're cool, we're hanging on, we're just waiting for this quarantine to be over. We want it to be over soon. They said that supposedly in May they're gonna start letting people go out about their things, do things a little bit more normally, and let's cross our fingers that they do. So with that being said, if you like my videos, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up and click the little bell icon down below so that you can get notified every single time I post a new video. And if you have any video suggestions that you would like to see from me, then let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.